It looked like a spaceship, but flew like a brick. So how did this oddball warplane make America's top two aces into legends? During World War II, the skies were full of sleek, agile dogfighters, but none of them looked like the Lockheed P-38 Lightning. With twin booms, a central cockpit, and counter-rotating props, the P-38 looked like science fiction in an era of propellers and pistons. Yet beneath that futuristic frame hid serious technical flaws that nearly got it grounded, at least in Europe. And still, it became a fearsome icon in the Pacific, thanks to pilots like Richard Bong. At first glance, the P-38 was a marvel. Its twin-engine layout offered long range, heavy firepower, and added safety. But the design came with major drawbacks. The aircraft rolled sluggishly and struggled in dogfights against more agile foes like the German Bf 109. In high-speed dives, it suffered from compressibility stall, a terrifying phenomenon that made the elevator useless and sent the plane into an uncontrollable nosedive. Many pilots never recovered. Later models like the P-38J introduced dive recovery flaps, but the damage to its reputation was done. And that was just the start of the Lightning's troubles. Over Europe, the cold weather turned technical quirks into deadly flaws. The Allison engines, with their turbo superchargers, frequently failed at high altitudes. Cooling systems froze. Vibrations cracked key components. And if one engine failed, the aircraft's wide spacing made it dangerously unstable, forcing pilots to wrestle it home on one motor, if they were lucky. Add to that a poorly heated cockpit, limited rear visibility, and a maintenance burden that baffled mechanics, and it's easy to see why some squadrons dreaded the Lightning. But everything changed over the Pacific. In warmer climates and wide-open skies, the P-38 came alive. Japanese aircraft were slower, less armored, and easier prey for the Lightning's brutal nose-mounted firepower, 450 caliber machine guns, and a 20mm cannon, all firing straight ahead with pinpoint accuracy. Its incredible range, over 2,000 miles, with drop tanks, made it the perfect bomber escort and long-range hunter. And while Europe's tactics stifled the Lightning, the Pacific allowed pilots to fly looser formations, using boom and zoom attacks and adapting their style to the aircraft. That's when legends were born. Richard Bong and Thomas McGuire studied the P-38 obsessively. They learned to exploit its strengths and manage its flaws. Together, they scored over 70 aerial victories, the highest kill counts of any American aces. And they did it, not with the fastest or most agile plane, but with one of the most misunderstood. Was the P-38 a failure? Maybe in the skies over Europe, but in the Pacific, it was unmatched lethal, long-range gun-stabilized powerhouse. It required finesse, discipline, and patience, but in the right hands, it was devastating. The Lightning was never perfect. But sometimes, perfection isn't what wins wars. Sometimes, it's about finding the right machine and the right men to fly it.